If you're looking for a PC build that's around $750, then you came to the right video. Not only you will see a $750 PC that is going to perform great at 1080p and also 1440p, but you will also see cheaper options in case you don't want to spend $750. So let's say you have a budget of $700 instead, then on this video I will cover that budget as well, and not only that, but I will also cover more expensive budgets in case you can spend around $100 more. For that reason, it's really important for you to stick until the end of the video, and if your budget is nowhere near between, let's say $600 or $800, let's say you have more money, then you have my playlist about PC builds in the top right of the screen, or my website in the video description, where you can find your perfect PC build just by clicking on your favorite game and your budget. With that being said, let's start. First, I will explain the components of the system. Now, if you don't know anything about components, don't worry about it. I will explain what this PC is capable of doing after explaining these components. So you can either skip to the part or stay and learn about these components, because it's going to be pretty interesting and you will be able to learn through this process. Anyway, for the CPU, I picked the Ryzen 5 5600. This is a 6-core 12-thread processor for $140 from AMD, and it's one of the best price to performance CPUs on the market. You also have the Ryzen 5 5600X, but that one has almost the same performance and it's around $20 to $30 more expensive, which is not worth the upgrade. Remember, what you're looking on a gaming PC, it's a CPU that won't bottleneck your GPU. For the motherboard, I picked the Gigabyte B550M, the Ace 3H Micro ATX motherboard. The main reason on why I picked this one is because it has BIOS flashback, meaning that if your BIOS needs an update, you don't need another CPU, you can update it with the BIOS flashback button. It's not going to be the flashiest motherboard, but it has enough features for gaming, which is what we are looking for on a $750 budget. For the memory kit, I picked the ADATA XPG 16 gigs of RAM 2x8, meaning that it's dual channel. And please, if you're about to buy any other PC, do not put one stick of RAM. This is a big mistake that is going to cost you performance. Like I was saying, this is a DDR4 3200MHz CL16 memory kit, and it's going to be the standard for gaming. So if you search any other memory kit, search for a 3200MHz CL16 memory kit or a 3600MHz CL18 memory kit. Now, this is an all black build, that's why I picked black memory. However, if you want RGB, you will have the alternatives in the video description as well with this PC build. For the storage, I picked the Team Group MP33 1TB of M.2 SSD. This is $51, which is a really good price for a 1TB M.2 SSD. Once again, just like with the RAM, this is the standard for gaming nowadays, and please do not make the mistake of going with either hard drive or SATA SSD. That actually can be a bottleneck nowadays. So if you're going to change the SSD, change it to an M.2 SSD. It can be either Gen 3 or Gen 4. For the graphics card and the most important part on a gaming PC, I picked the MSI Radeon RX 6650 XT. This is a great GPU not only for 1080p but also for 1440p gaming. So if your goal is high FPS 1080p or to start playing at 1440p, this GPU is going to be the right one. Then for the case, I picked the Salman S2 ATX mid-tower case. The reason on why I picked this one is because it comes with 3 pre-installed fans. It also has a front mesh panel, so the airflow is going to be really decent, especially for this type of component. It's all black, so fits the criteria for the all black build, and it's only $60. Now, if you pick a case that doesn't include fans, after you buy all the fans that you need for the system, it can get pretty expensive. That's why I do recommend you getting a case with pre-installed fans, especially at this price point. And last but definitely not least, the power supply. I picked the Thermaltake Smart BM2 550W 80+ bronze power supply. This is a C-tier rated unit. Nothing wrong with this power supply. It's going to give you enough wattage for this system, and it's only $45. Now, if you want a more premium power supply, then you're looking to spend around $30 to $40 extra, which in my opinion is not worth the upgrade at this price point, since those 30 to 40 bucks can get you much better experience by upgrading the CPU or the GPU, which I will talk about in a moment. Before talking about that, I want to explain what this PC is capable of running. And just like I said with the GPU, this PC is capable of running every single title 1080p, high settings, high FPS, and if you have a 1080p monitor, I recommend you buying either a 1080p 165Hz monitor or a 1080p 240Hz, depending on how competitive you want to play. But anyway, just like I said, you're going to be able to run any game on this PC, even the high demanding titles. Now at 1440p, it's not going to be the flashiest PC, however, it's going to give you enough performance. We are talking about 60 plus FPS in medium to high settings most titles, but of course it depends on the title. So before buying this PC, I do recommend you searching your favorite game and searching the benchmarks with the 6650 XT and the Ryzen 5 5600 combination. Now, if you don't understand what I'm saying, you have this on my website as well. You just click your favorite game and your budget and you will have the estimated FPS. Now about the price, by the time I'm recording this video, this PC it's 752 bucks with 86 cents, but the price changes every single day, so you can check the latest pricing on the components in the video description. Now, if you have a cheaper budget, I have two options for you. The first one being a slightly less expensive option, which is going to be around 733 bucks, so you only save $20 and you get 512 gigs of SSD instead of a terabyte. This makes sense if you play esports titles and games that are not going to require a bunch of storage in your PC, but if you play a lot of games, then I don't recommend you doing this downgrade. And then the second downgrade is going to be the CPU. I do recommend you going with the Ryzen 5 5500 instead of the 5600. Yes, it's going to give you less performance, especially in high CPU demanding video games, but the price after both downgrades is going to be 688 bucks. So you end up saving around $60 or so, and you are getting great performance anyway. The Ryzen 5 5500 is still a great CPU, and don't worry, you won't get low FPS with this GPU. It's just not going to be as powerful as the 5600. So if your budget is below 700 bucks and you want a similar performance, these are the two downgrades I would personally make. On the other side, if you have more money, for 783 bucks you can get the RX 6700 XT instead of the 6650 XT, but you are downgrading the CPU to the Ryzen 5 5500. I only recommend you doing this upgrade, well, first of all, if you have those 30 extra bucks, and secondly, if you have a 1440p monitor. For a 1080p monitor, the 6650 XT is going to be more than enough, and definitely you don't need anything more than that. But at 1440p, the 6700 XT is going to make a difference. Now, like I said, I downgraded the CPU in order to make this upgrade, so you get the Ryzen 5 5500, but at 1440p or even 1080p, it's going to have no bottlenecks. Then if you even have more money than that, for around $827, you can get the same exact PC with the 6700 XT, but you're also getting the Ryzen 5 5600, meaning that you're getting more performance out of your CPU. Anyway, any of these systems from 688 bucks all the way up to $827 are going to give you a great experience at both 1080p and 1440p, with the most expensive one being the one that is going to perform the best, of course, but that doesn't mean that the cheapest one is going to perform bad. Now, if you have any questions about this PC build or any PC build that you want to make, or even Prebuilt PCs, whatever the question is, let me know in the comment section. I will try to reply as fast as possible. And if you found this video helpful, leave a like and subscribe, but most importantly hit that bell button, because I upload this type of content from 3 to 5 times a week. Now, if you have $1,000 for a full setup, it might be interesting for you to check out the $1,000 high FPS 1440p gaming setup, meaning that you get a monitor and a PC build for the price of $1,000. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for support, and I will see you on the next one.